Over the last few days in Marvel's Avengers, I've been doing a fair amount of farming on your elite content to try and find some pretty nice legendaries, and on top of that I've had a whole lot of conversations via Discord as well. I've actually put a link to my Discord in the comments below, but there's been a lot of conversations going on there about set pieces and where you actually find them and what they offer. So it looks like each of the 6 launch heroes have at minimum 3 different legendary set pieces. So a set piece is your slots 1 to 4 that will actually have a universal name that applies across all 4 pieces. So for example, the one in the thumbnail and the one we're talking about today would be Black Widow's Red Room set, and there's a theme that runs around that particular set, so the more pieces you get, it should make the actual set even stronger. So what we'll be doing in this video is I'll tell you where you actually go to farm this set. I'll show off the set, because obviously you can only see the one piece of it, the belt at the moment, but I'll show off the full set. I'll then talk about what skills you would want to run with this particular set, and then we finish up with some gameplay as well. Now very quickly, in regards to where you go to farm it, your set items come from the elite difficulty content. So in this instance it's the elite vaults you want to run if you're looking for the Red Room set on Black Widow. But let's jump in now, and as mentioned, what I'll do is I'll run you through the actual 4 different items and what they offer. So the Red Room set is a melee orientated assassin set, and it's actually got one of the strongest set pieces in the entire game, I would say. But if we start off looking at the gauntlets, they offer proficiency and might, and then you can see on light and heavy combo finishers that inflict gamma damage. So essentially when you're doing melee attacks, you're doing it at poison docks. That's essentially what gamma damage is. We then have slot number 2, which is Red Room Armaments. This one here, your ranged attacks with both high caliber and also pistol shot will deal shock damage. Now what's really nice about this is when an enemy's shock bar's fully filled up, they actually take more damage. So again, from the assassin perspective, you apply shock to enemies and then you jump in, you start wailing away on them with your melee attacks to add your gamma dot as well, and you'll be doing an insane amount of damage there. The 2 stats you've got are proficiency and precision. Precision of course is for your ranged attacks. We have the Red Room Corset next, really interesting piece this one. So stealth recovery first, 200% increased willpower regeneration when invisibility is active, and using this set you will get a fair amount of invisibility on it. We'll see why when we look at the last gear piece. But also with this, it restores 0.3% of your max willpower when dealing any damage. So if you are invisible, you'll get the boost on that, the 200% boost as well. And then you have a 15% increased regen speed of heroic energy while overcharged. And then the final piece, and this is amazing, this is so good. I think regardless what build I'm running with, I'll very likely be using this. Now it has might on it, you can see that, so that's the might on the 2 different pieces. Then it's got proficiency as well, but the perks here are Spectre's Terror, guaranteed chance of landing a critical hit when attacking an enemy from behind while invisible, and then you have Stealth Blitz, which is 15% increased damage when invisibility is active, and then Spectre's Cloak, which increases the duration of your invisibility by 3 seconds. So with this set, you've got your melee side of things to add your poison, you've got your range to add your shock so that you can actually do more damage when the enemy's debuffed, and then you've got your invisibility and your guaranteed crits as well when you are invisible and you're attacking the enemy from behind as well. So pretty amazing set, this one. Let me now go in and I'll quickly run through the skill setup you want to run with this. So we'll run over this nice and quick so we can get into the gameplay. But we have Shadow Gifts here, so with this you've got the higher chance of getting the heroic orbs dropping when you've got Veil of Shadows up when you defeat an enemy. We then have Mortal Cloak. This one here increases the critical attack chance of your teammates when you've got invisibility up. And because we're going for a melee build for the Assault Heroic, we've got Lightning Fist, which is a pretty amazing melee attack. And also with this, quick bit of information, if you shrink a boss like Taskmaster or Abomination and you're fighting them on the rooftop, you can punch them out of the map with this. They lose their resistance to getting punched back when they are shrunk, so that way you can essentially one-shot them. We have Paralysing Bite next, so Widow's Bite inflicts more stun damage, which means you can do your takedowns quicker and you can get your heroic energy back. We then have the Power Staff, so increased damage for staff attacks while overcharged while the Power Surge ability is active. And then also we have Indomitable Force. With this one here, increase the damage resistance to 30% and reduce the severity of hit reactions for some enemy attacks when Power Surge is active. Because we're running a melee build, that is the one we would go for there. Now let's look at the Mastery. Starting off here, we have Overcharge Critical, so increases critical attack damage while overcharged by 15%. It works really nice when you're invisible and you're behind an enemy if you're getting the guaranteed crits on them. We then have Intrinsic Charge. All attacks increase the charge rate of the Shadow Ops meter by 15%. The sooner you can get that up, the sooner you can actually hold down your heavy attack button to go invisible, or you can get the damage buff from it. Either or, both are really nice there. Bit of a bug here, both of these are selected, but the one I would use is increase the rate at which heroic energy recharges while overcharged by 15%. We then have Proximity Grenade, the reason being that this allows you to play a really nice assassin style build due to the invisibility, the poison dot, the shocks. I like the idea of throwing down a proximity mine and just waiting for the enemies to run into it. In regards to how I would actually go for a status effect on it, I would go for this one here. It adds significant shock damage to grenades. The reason being, when I've previously done a guide for Black Widow, I mentioned the fact that the other two, which are Cryo and also Plasma, you don't get enough damage from them to trigger the full status effect. So this will help you if you're close to triggering shock, fully getting that, and then once the enemy's in your face after you've got shock on them, you start wailing away with your gamma infused gauntlets there. This one here isn't really relevant, so it's increased reload speed by 15%, but you won't be using your guns too much for this build. Invisible Stun is next, so increases stun damage while invisible by 15%. We then have Extend Invisibility granted from Veil of Shadows by 2%, and due to the 100% crit chance when invisible attacking from behind, you've got this one here. Increases critical attack damage while invisible by 15%. And then this one's really important at the moment, but I'm pretty sure it will get nerfed slightly in future. So with this, performing a takedown spawns a heroic orb. And then we have stun damage, increases stun damage by 15%, and then finally increased damage from light combo finishers or heavy combo finishers by 25%. You'll be wanting to do them a lot because they'll give you the gamma damage on enemies. But that's everything for the build, so let me actually show off some gameplay now. I won't add commentary to this gameplay or anything like that, so do enjoy this. Hope the video's been helpful. Thanks for tuning in, stay safe, and I'll see you all again soon.
These enemies must be defeated.
Got something in your eye?